Coming up on the next episode of Zuzu All Grown Up.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
You're now listening to Zuzu All Grown Up.
She's been featured in more than 20 films from the early days of film and television.
He is a psychotherapist and her loving husband.
Together, they are on a mission to brighten your day and your life.
It's a time to smile, a time to laugh, a time to expect more.
It's time to get inspired with your hosts, Karolyn Grimes and Dr. Chris Brunell.
It's time to meet Zuzu, all grown up.
As Christmas envelops us in its warmth and wonder, we invite you to dive into the spirit of the season with our special episodes of Zuzu All Grown Up. Whether you've been eagerly awaiting this time of year and feel ready to embrace all its majesty and grandeur, or if you need a little help to embrace the joy surrounding you, our episodes are crafted to ignite the spirit of Christmas in your heart. We aim to make this Christmas truly transformative, much like George Bailey's in It's a Wonderful Life, ensuring your Christmas story unfolds miraculously this season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us at Zuzu, All Grown Up.
Every year in a town called Seneca Falls, the town I call home, there is one long weekend where people come from all over the country, all over the world, actually. And it's a homecoming. It's a reunion. These people include the surviving cast of the movie It's a Wonderful Life. They include the people of Seneca Falls, and they also include people from every corner of the country and globe that have been inspired by the movie. For several days each December, the little town of Seneca Falls becomes Bedford Falls, and everyone there is a member of one family, the Bailey family. Today's episode is dedicated to the fans, friends, and family of It's a Wonderful Life.
Get ready for Christmas miracles.
Get ready for Zuzu All Grown Up.
Perhaps you've heard of the Seneca Falls It's a Wonderful Life Festival, or you watch the movie every year and you're just learning that the movie comes alive each year through an annual festival supported by surviving cast members, including Karolyn. However, what many don't know is the so-called Bailey family that has sprouted up through this festival. People from different places, different walks of life, who have a love of the movie in common. People whom, through their participation in the festival, have forged lifelong friendships that are so deep they consider each other family. Today, Karolyn and Chris will talk about the unique experiences that the Seneca Falls Festival, It's a Wonderful Life, represents, and welcome members of the extended Bailey family. That's coming up now on Zuzu, All Grown Up.
Thank you, Seth, and welcome, listeners, and thank you for joining us.
We hope you're having a wonderful day, and we hope we're about to make it even more wonderful with today's episode. We have all these wonderful fans and friends to talk to, but we're going to make it work, right?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
With Stella's help.
With Stella's help, yes. Well, these wonderful people are people that I have met over the years. Well, we have met over the years from the It's a Wonderful Life Festival in Seneca Falls, New York. I've become very good friends with these folks, and we're going to talk to them right now, right?
I can't wait. I can't.
So I want everyone to introduce themselves. Let's start with Rose and John.
And we're in Yonkers, New York.
All right. And how about Peggy?
I am in Bonnie Lake, Washington.
All right. Washington State. Jeanne and Kevin, are you, Jeanne, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, and I'm from Maryland.
All right. Donna?
Hi, I'm living in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, wow. And is it hot there?
In the afternoon, But at least it's not triple digits like the rest of the country, though. It's not too bad. But it gets cool at night and in the morning.
All right. How about Holly?
Well, I'm from New York, but traditionally I had spent 20 years in Seneca Falls, and now I live in Rochester, New York.
Okay, let's hear from Gerri.
I live in Fairport, New York.
And where is that?
That is in the Rochester area, Monroe County.
Oh, okay. And we have BJ.
And I grew up in Irondequoit, but live in Fairport now and have always been in the Rochester area.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Well, let's just get started here.
And we are near Mount Shasta.
Yes,
in
we are.
California.
It's an exciting place to live, let me tell you. All right, I want each one of you, in the order that I'll ask you, to tell us how you met us. And we can start with Rose and John.
Okay, well, obviously we're all here because of our, extreme love for this movie. And how we met you exactly is because John knew of my intense love of the movie and he wanted to surprise me for my birthday.
Yeah, so it was actually the early 2000s. It goes way back. So I was on the internet and I came across your website. And at the time you were offering to supply autographed photographs. Naturally, it was very close to my wife's birthday. So there wasn't much time. I sent you an email requesting that you supply the photograph and identified that I wanted to have it for my wife's birthday. So you really bailed me out on that because you realized that there was probably no way that that photograph would have arrived at that time. On my flip phone, on my Virgin Mobile service that I was paying by the minute, the phone rang at work. And you said, "Hello, this is Karolyn Grimes." And I'm not good with names or faces. I said, "Karolyn Grimes?" She says, "Yes, Zuzu, right?" So I said, "Zuzu?" And then I took the phone away and I stared at the phone. I don't know why, as if that was going to help. But I says, "Oh, Zuzu." And I says, "Wow, I'm talking to Zuzu." And then you explained to me that there wasn't enough time for you to send me the photograph. And you asked that if I would pay for additional postage to mail it. And I said, sure. The call ended. And then at this point, I was just going to get the photograph and give it to my wife for the birthday, but I just couldn't. I had to tell her. I called her right away. And I says, "I just got off the phone with Zuzu."
Yeah, so I get this phone call out of a clear blue sky. Now, you have to understand, at this point, I already had decades of, this intense passion for this movie. And he tells me, "I just got off the phone with Zuzu." And he's all excited, "Zuzu." I said, "Zuzu?" And he says, "Yeah, I didn't even know he searched your website or, was trying to get a press. I didn't even know you had a website." So he said, "Yeah, Zuzu just called me. Zuzu just called me." And then he explained the whole thing. So at that point, we found out that there was a festival in Seneca Falls. I think it was either your first or second year there. Of course, that was like a pilgrimage for me, to go in with the chance of meeting you and having a whole town, dedicated to It's a Wonderful Life. So we went there and we met you and Chris at the Holiday Inn in Waterloo. And it was just, I was over the moon.
Yeah. We're still trying to figure out how far back that is. We can't.
Yeah, I think it was about, I'm not sure if it was
right.
2002 or 20. It was either the first or second year you were there.
We just had a little table in the lobby,
Right.
you had set up there. And then we brought some stuff up for you to sign. We saw on your website that you were there, and we were.
Yeah.
That was in the very
that was, and we've been going ever since. So 20 plus years, we've been going.
That's wonderful. I think you should deserve the medal of the longest time.
I don't know if we deserve a medal because it has been the delight of my life to meet you and our beautiful, wonderful life family right here. Just adore everyone here.
So Peggy, can you tell us how you met me and Chris?
Well, it was the year 2001, and I didn't know if you had even started. I don't know if the festival was even in existence yet then. I didn't think that it was. It wasn't until a few years later that I started hearing about it from you. But my first husband, father of my children, passed away on August 11th of 2001. August, then comes 9/11, September 11th. Well, the 11th just had a not very good feel for me every time the 11th of every month rolled around. And when I went back to school, I got an email from a gal by the name of Kathy Dean, who was going to invite anyone that wanted to come to listen to Carolyn at the Ferrucci Junior High School. She was going to present the film and talk with the students about 2 blocks down the road from my school where I was teaching. And I thought, it's going to be on December 11th. And I thought, I need positive for the 11th. So I put in for a personal leave day for that particular day. And I received the time off and I went. I had told Kathy Dean that why I was wanting to come. And she said, you need to come back and talk to Carolyn afterwards. And I did. And I found out Carolyn had lost a husband to cancer as well. And we just kind of bonded. And so every time Carolyn and Chris were at one of the festivals or events where she was displaying her wares and her memorabilia from the film, I would attend if it was in our area. Then she did start talking to me about, she'd say, Peggy, they've got this festival back in Seneca Falls. You really should come. And I thought, well, I'm not going by myself. And I had been alone for about 9 years, and this was in 2010. And when I remarried, and was going with me then to see Carolyn, he said, that festival sounds like a lot of fun. I think we should go. So we went, been going ever since. And unfortunately, he passed away in January of this year. But my It's a Wonderful Life family has been such a wonderful support. I mean, cards, phone calls, everything they were all a part of the memorial service for my husband, which was wonderful. The title of our pastor's sermon was, It's a Wonderful. So, and I have to tell you that when I got home after meeting Carolyn for the first time, I collect movie memorabilia, and I had this magazine called Autograph Times, and I came that same day that I came back from meeting Carolyn, and I thought, oh, I wonder if there's anything about It's a Wonderful Life in here, because they were talking about Christmas movies. And I came across an article written by Kathy Dean, the paraprofessional or aide, or not sure what they call them these days. She had written an article for Autograph Times about Carolyn and how she had met her. And they had been in collaboration with a cookbook. She helped design the cookbook. And I just had no idea how my life was going to change after meeting Carolyn.
Thank you very much, Peggy. I really appreciate that. And Jeanne, you're next. Are you here?
Yes, well, I'll tell you, Kevin and I and my husband met you and Chris first time in Hershey Park.
That's right.
Yep, we had a wonderful meal with you, and then we went to your talk, and I couldn't get over your beauty and your kindness, and it's just a beautiful visit, and I loved your talk. And then in 2016, I think that might have been the year before, but in 2016, my husband, Pat, passed. And then Kevin, he told me, hey, Mom, they have this It's a Wonderful Life festival up in Seneca Falls. It's just like Bedford Falls. We've got to go. And I said, and he told me, of course, you'd be there. And I said, okay, I will do that. And I tell you, I mean, we've been going ever since. And it's just such a wonderful experience that I treasure. And I just love everybody. And I will continue to go there as long as I can. And I thank my wonderful, fantastic son for getting me started to come up to Seneca Falls because I love all of you.
We love you, Jeanne. Believe
We
me.
love
We
you
do.
too.
We do.
All right, let's hear from Donna.
Hi. Oh, in the spring of, well, I was always a big fan of the movie and I watched it every Christmas Eve since I was a kid. And then in the spring of 2016, when I was looking at the TCM website, a thing popped up saying that it was the 70-year anniversary of It's a Wonderful Life. And then I was wondering, I wonder if there's anything special going on for the 70-year anniversary. And then when I Googled the 70-year anniversary, the Seneca Falls festival popped up. And then when I saw on there that the original Bailey kids from the movie were going to be there, I said, I got to go there. I was really amazed when I started reading the article about Seneca Falls and everything. So then I bought tickets and I went to the festival for the first time, December 2016. I keep coming back because I feel like I'm in Bedford Falls when I come, and it's such a great feeling. And
Well, you're visiting family.
yeah, everybody's like family to me.
We're so glad that you come. We really appreciate it. How about you, Holly?
In the beginning of time, this is how it happens. I actually, for 20 years, I worked at a business in Seneca Falls, aka Bedford Falls, and I was running a special event when I was contacted by the executive director of the It's a Wonderful Life Museum, Anne Waye Law, and she asked me if I had ever had any experience running special events. The event that we were sitting at or standing at, I had 46 tables of businesses in a cafeteria type setting. And I said, well, yes, I've run one or two events before in my lifetime. So what can I do for you? And she said, how would you like to volunteer to be a volunteer for the It's a Wonderful Life Festival? And for many years prior to that, I would drive through the downtown area, which is called Fall Street, and Seneca Falls, which is also the birthplace of women's rights. And so there's a lot of activity. And I saw in December, prior to the festival, a little sandwich board that said Karolyn Grimes would be here signing books. And I kept thinking, people really believe that Seneca Falls is the inspiration for the movie. And I thought, well, possibly that's true. I really don't know. However, before the 70th anniversary in the summer, I had an opportunity to meet Karolyn. I stopped in the museum for the first time. I sat down with Anne Waye, and I also sat down with Karolyn. And Karolyn was so gracious to a sign that says It's a Wonderful Life. And we chatted for a good hour. And I understood at that time that, there was going to be the 70th anniversary and it was going to be held at the location that I used to work at. And so I helped to coordinate we'll say the premiere dinner for the 70th anniversary, getting a red carpet for our special guests, which included at that time, Karolyn and her husband, Chris, were there. We had Carol Coons, who was Janie in the movie, and her husband, Chet, along with Jimmy Hawkins, who was Tommy in the movie, as well as, I'm just trying to think, in the background, we had a few other people that came through. Monica Capra Hodges spoke and gave recitation of her grandfather and how the movie came to be. And in the same time, we had an auditorium where we were showing the film. So the dinner finished first, and then the film ended. And there was a foyer by the front door, and I was getting ready to close things down for the night. Everybody seemed to have disappeared. And then all of a sudden, I saw this group of wandering souls in the hallway, which included Jeanne, Kevin, Peggy, Donna, and Donna's gentleman friend, whose name is Tony, and his last name is Bedford, hence Bedford Falls. And Jeanne said, excuse me, but can you help me? And our transportation back to the local hotels, we can't get there because the bus is gone. And I said, sure. So that was the first time I'd actually met everyone in the group that evening for the 70th anniversary. And so I made a call. The bus came, took everybody back. And in that particular situation, the rest is history. And so, coming back year after year and meeting these people, but also sharing the story of It's a Wonderful Life. I became a believer. of the story, the inspiration. And I truly believe after I've spent so many years now learning more about the message of the movie, the importance to the community, and it brings thousands of people into Seneca Falls, and understanding there are special places that are similar to those that were in the movie, but again, the message. And the other thing, as Jeanne indicated, the people that are on this screen are people that I've known for many, many years, but also not only through the inspiration of the movie and being there, but also are good friends and truly have become family. And so, Carolyn, for you and Chris and all the hard work that goes into preparing for this kind of a festival or this kind of a moment for people, it's the takeaway. It's watching how people react to people being kind and caring that is really a part of that inspiration, and sharing that story with people, especially today. We need this kind of feeling today to lead us into the future.
We'll join Karolyn and Chris in just a moment with more of Zuzu All Grown Up.
First, an important message.
Start your morning right with premium coffee roasts available at ZuzuNetwork.com and drink them in your Zuzu All Grown Up coffee mug. Also perfect for tea and hot chocolate.
Stay inspired throughout the day with the same gratitude journal used by Karolyn and Chris, and check out t-shirts, hats, books, Christmas keepsakes, and more at ZuzuNetwork.com/shop.
Are you wondering whether to sell or donate the car you no longer need or want? Consider that. Donating it to a legitimate, legally recognized nonprofit organization, not only will you receive a tax deduction, but you'll be contributing to a worthy cause. Finding a worthy nonprofit organization can be time-consuming and even a bit stressful. I'm here to present to you one of the most amazing, legitimate 501c3 nonprofit organizations in the world. The United Breast Cancer Foundation. The UBCF provides screenings, treatments, aftercare services, educational materials, as well as patient and family assistance. We ask that you help in that mission by donating your unwanted or unused vehicle to the UBCF. Simply call 888-842-5505. The process is fast and easy. Call 888-842-5505. 888-842-5505. Help us in our mission and get a tax deduction. Call 888-842-5505. Thank you for your support.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and don't have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-297-9766. 800-297-9766.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you don't pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call if you've been injured in an auto accident. Call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-297-9766. 800-297-9766. 800-297-9766.
Auto Accident Help Desk.
Join Zuzu's network today at ZuzuNetwork.com/join.
Karolyn is creating an international network of aspiring angels, everyday people who believe that they can help make the world a better place by making life better for even just one other person.
Let us know you want to earn your wings at ZuzuNetwork.com/join, and Karolyn and Chris will send you inspirational material to support you in your journey.
May all your days be merry and bright.
And may the light of Christmas brighten your life this holiday season. You're listening to Zuzu All Grown Up.
So that's how I met all these people. I now work with Kevin. I work with Carolyn, and I enjoy that immensely. So I hope that we continue with that relationship for quite some time to come. Thank you.
You do a great job, girl. Okay, how about you, Gerri?
It's got to be at least 6 or 7 years ago. Became real good friends with Holly. I've known her for years, but really got very close. And she was always talking about It's a Wonderful Life, the festival, and da-da-da. And I grew up watching the movie, and I grew up in a very small town. And the movie was very real to me because I knew all about community and how people help one another. So that was a wonderful thing. But so Holly kept saying, now look, if you guys would like to come, Please do. Well, life got in the way. I had an ill mom and I just couldn't get there. Well, my mom has since passed. And 2 years ago, Holly every year would ask the same question, would you like to go? And BJ and myself always said yes. So we did that for the first time 2 years ago. And our first meeting was all these folks at that wonderful restaurant with the bagpipers and getting to know everybody. And really, it only took one meeting to know that you were in the presence of wonderful people and a lot of love. And it's the whole weekend is a mountaintop experience. It just is. So I appreciate also all your hard work and all you do for the festival. So thanks very much.
All right. Thank you. How about you, BJ?
Well, being the newest kid on the block in this little gathering, but I have to say that it's almost like moving into a tiny little town where all of a sudden these are your neighbors and they are sweet and kind and funny, and we have things in common, and yet we don't, but you fall in love with them. And it's true. Holly asked year after year after year, and life does get in the way, but we were thrilled, to go that first year. And then it was never a question about if you were going again. I mean, just never. And so from now on, however long that is, and it's been a joy to me to be able to stay in contact with this group. And I love them, love them, love them. So thank you for being that little Zuzu that you were. So otherwise, I never would have met all these guys.
We certainly enjoy meeting you and seeing you every year, don't we?
Yes, we have.
Even if Jeanne gives away cocktails that are a little poisonous.
Oh,
we've had those.
Have you now? And you lived.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
They're the best.
Say, I love your hair. It's beautiful. It's really good. It looks wonderful on you. So I want to ask, if you were to explain what attending the festival is like to someone thinking of attending, what would you say?
Well, I think there's something for everyone.
Yes.
If I know that there is a former colleague of mine who this past year, she and her kids and grandkids went down to run in the race, and they loved it and they thought that was phenomenal. And then I saw another lady from church there that Gerri and I were in a Bible study with, and she was there, and we were like, well, hi. So I truly think that there is something for everyone. Plus, the food's not bad and the company's great.
There you have it. And the entertainment's pretty good too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, when the first time we went, and George Bailey goes running down the street saying, hello, Bedford Falls. I'm like, oh my, he sounds just like him.
He's a George Bailey clone for sure.
He is.
Yes, and he's been like that forever.
Yeah.
I first met him at a Hollywood autograph show. And I don't know if you realize, but most everybody that comes to the festival that is part of it is someone that I've invited years and years ago. And we saw him at this Hollywood autograph show. We were just overwhelmed. And so we said, we've got to get him back to Seneca Falls because he's got to be a part of this. And Donna, she worked at the same studio that he worked at. Remember Brian Rowan? He played Tony Perkins. He still does, I think, in the back lot.
Oh, yeah, Norman Bates.
Yeah, Norman Bates, yeah. So is there anybody else that would like to tell us something about how special attending the festival is for you?
Can I add something at the moment for just a second? Gerri had mentioned about the bagpipers, and BJ had just said too, there's something for everybody. But you go someplace and you think you're not going to know anyone. So we actually were at Parker's, which is one of the local establishments, where the bagpipers who were in the race actually come through that restaurant at the end and they play their music. Well, unbeknownst to Gerri, there were some people that were playing in the bagpiper band that she knew personally. So the fact that they just were there, it's like, that little angel that we talk about periodically, they just show up. You just don't know that. And that's, I think, the sense or the feeling that when you try to tell someone about It's a Wonderful Life, sometimes they don't quite get it until they experience it. And I think that's important. I can even share that after the festival this past year, I went to my local bank and I met someone who had gone to the festival who said it was the best experience ever. And so those are the kinds of people that you would love to have come back year after year after year, because you don't understand until, again, the ripple effect and the connection. Sometimes people just don't get it until you really experience it. And that's what the festival is, an experience for anyone. Everyone is accepted for who they are to be able to enjoy what they'd like. And it's so informative. I mean, there's so much going on. Wonderful presentations, and those kinds of things that keep people going and coming back. So I think that's one of the things that's special.
A little bit about the entertainment. We have a parade. We have a 5K race. And everybody dresses up. Tell us about that. You've seen the race and the people, the way they dress. They have Christmas lights over their heads. They have all kinds of costumes, and they go for this 5K run. And it's beautiful. It's close to dark, and it's so fun to watch this. There's so many things. Is there anything that stands out in your mind that you really enjoy at the festival?
I think you need to ask John and Rose that, because they were special participants from afar last year.
Well, John, speaking of the 5K run, which is hilarious, just to not, even if you don't participate, to just watch, like you're saying, the Christmas spirit, the joy of the whole festival, really, but specifically there, the costumes, like, it's been amazing to see that. And we look forward to seeing that every year. And last year, John dressed up as a giant gingerbread man. And he was insisting to run the run. And I said, how are you going to see? I mean, the head was enormous and he could barely see out of it. But it turned out he was walking and he was like one of the stars of the parade. And they were mobbing him and, all kinds of pictures. So
you call it a run, but it really is a run/walk. And there's families with strollers. There's people that take the race really seriously. On their lawn, have fire pits. They offer you Baileys. They offer you drinks, water. It's really unusual, in a sense.
And that's the spirit, I think, of the whole festival. That, first of all, aside from It's a Wonderful Life, if you love Christmas, the spirit is all around you. It's everywhere. And I just I'm a little biased that the people that love It's a Wonderful Life, I just think are the best people. And, like everybody's been saying, everybody's kind and so happy to be there. And I love it because it's another Christmas celebration also. So that's why we've been going. And it's like everybody's been saying, I love each and every one of you so much. There's no way I'm ever going to stop coming. Okay. As long as you're coming.
There are shops that have all kinds of It's a Wonderful Life memorabilia. There are presentations by so many people that are really interesting. And I think the museum is a huge draw for people to come and see the It's a Wonderful Life Museum. And I just think there's so many things to see and to participate in when you come to the festival. Is there anything that particularly stands out in your mind? Oh, the dinners.
Oh,
yeah.
Very nice.
We have dinners Friday night and Sunday night.
Friday and Sunday.
And Sunday is the bye-bye night. And it's very intimate. The people who attend frequently every year, we have a close moment where we say, till next year. And that's really very moving. And I just see smiles all over your faces because you kind of like that.
There's also so many picture opportunities.
Yes.
And Gerri has a story to tell. You know, when George Bailey is there and you've got the picture with the kite. So her son-in-law, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah. My son-in-law, It's a Wonderful Life is his favorite movie. And he works a lot and has not been able to attend the festival. But the first time that I went, we draw names for Christmas, and I drew my son-in-law's.
She won that year.
So I bought everything possible. And Carolyn, you autographed several things. Well, when he opened that up, he got tears in his eyes. He was so excited. And then he called me later and said, Mom, I just got to let you know, this has been the best present I've ever gotten.
We'll join Karolyn and Chris in just a moment with more of Zuzu All Grown Up.
First, an important message.
To find out more about the organization featured in today's episode or a previous episode and to learn more about how you can help, go to zuzunetwork.com/beanangel.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is an important announcement for anyone who wants health insurance, even if you missed the deadline. Right now, you can get the health insurance you and your family need from top insurance providers, even if you have pre-existing conditions or no insurance at all. The Plus Benefits Health Insurance toll-free number has been extended to help anyone who wants health insurance coverage now, or if you need a better plan or a lower price. Call Plus Benefits Health Insurance now at 800-332-1993. The call is 100% free and the help is real. Call 800-332-1993. That's 800-332-1993.
Imagine having all the money you need for retirement, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Investor, an indexed annuity tied to growth in the stock market, but without any risk of loss ever. It's guaranteed money for life income, no matter how long you live. Call 888-288-7088. 888-288-7088. Sponsored by GP Agency Inc., Raleigh, NC. Licensed in all states. Performance may vary. Consult your financial professional before making an investment decision.
1 out of 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. And the chances are you know at least one person who's been personally affected. But right now, you can help. It's simple. Donate your unwanted vehicle, RV, or trailer to the United Breast Cancer Foundation. It's the easiest way to contribute to one of the nation's leading charitable organizations. The process is fast, easy, and free. Not only will you be helping, but you'll also receive a tax deduction. The United Breast Cancer Foundation offers an array of programs and services that help and support families and individuals dealing with breast cancer. But we can't do it alone. We need your help. Simply give us a call to get started, and we'll schedule a pickup date that is convenient for you. If you have any questions you would like answered before initiating the donation process, please feel free to call us toll-free at 800-324-6218. That's 800-324-6218. 800-324-6218.
Zuzu's book club features recommendations from Zuzu herself on books she loves and thinks you will love also. All of the books that the club reads, fiction and nonfiction, are inspirational and uplifting. Folks, this is a life-enhancing club to be part of. You can sign up for free at zuzunetwork.com/book club. That's zuzunetwork.com/book club.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and the happiest New Year.
You're listening to Zuzu All Grown Up.
So it was just really sweet. And prior to that, Holly, before BJ and I went, Holly would always, It's a Wonderful Life calendar for my son-in-law. So it's just been so sweet, really sweet.
Show a calendar.
Oh,
Peggy,
there you go. Peggy's got a calendar. Well, I can't tell you how meaningful your friendships have been to Chris and I over the years. And if we ever needed a friend or a step up, we know where to go.
Yes, we do. We just got word today on way that the breakfast is all sold out already.
Yes.
I hope you have your tickets.
We do. Yep.
Yes. Well, and also too, the museum, it just started their crowdsourcing funding for the renovation project. So people could be directed back to the museum website to think about a possible donation, because that's quite a undertaking. And Karolyn and Chris, I don't know if you know if it's 2026 maybe that they hope to be able to complete that project, but
Be the 80th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Right.
I'm not that old.
No.
We totally have enjoyed getting to know you, and we look forward to seeing you every year, that's for sure. And we go and stay at Jeanne's house all the time there.
Love
She's
it.
a great hostess, by the way.
Thank you.
I second that.
Where she lives, they have the best crab.
Mm-hmm.
Is it blue crab?
Yeah, they're blue crabs. Yeah.
She takes us out to eat, and we have this crab all over the table. Oh, it's just magnificent. It's quite an experience.
well, maybe she could bring some to the festival, Karolyn and Chris. Maybe we could persuade her to bring a couple of coolers and we could find a place.
Crab stand. Can you have a crab stand? Okay.
Well, I certainly have enjoyed talking with all of you today. And is there anything anybody wants to leave as a memory or say or anything? You look like Peggy, you want to say something.
Yeah, I was going to mention, Kevin always comes to the festival, but we were getting ready one year for the festival and my husband needed a haircut. So all the barbers here were pretty full up. So he decided to go into the neighboring town of Puyallup, which is where I had taught for 38 years and where I met Zuzu. Anyway, he went down to this barber shop down there and they were just chatting. And Chuck mentioned that we were going to the festival in New York for It's a Wonderful Life. And the guy stopped right where he was with the haircut. And he said, I have been wanting to go to that race ever. This is in Washington State. And he was wanting to go to the race in Seneca Falls for It's a Wonderful Life. And I just thought, my goodness, this is not only does it draw people from cross country, and I was just shocked. Who would have thought a little town at that time, like Puyallup, would have someone that had this desire to go? I mean, I just would never have thought. You just don't know how far reaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the film. It's all about the magic from the story. And
Right.
the reality of how it really could be possible. And we deal with issues that George was dealing with on a regular basis here in real life. And that's what makes it so special, I think, to everyone. So
Yes.
I really appreciate your joining us today. Anybody else have anything else they want to say?
I would like to for just a moment, if it's okay. I don't want to step in front of anyone else, but I'm not sure if everyone here knows that recently Chris's mother passed away, and we'd like to express our condolences to you, Chris, and Karolyn, and your family members that have been, working through this particular situation with your family. And again, you've been able to manage yourselves to get through that, but also we appreciate the fact that you've got the time that you gave us today. Been a very busy people for the last few months trying to deal with it. So on behalf of myself, and I speak, I'm sure, for others who might want to just say, we're with you in prayer, but also in friendship. And we appreciate what you've been able to do to help us have It's a Wonderful Life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a tough time, but we're getting through it. Thank you all. And and Karolyn, you have one last thing.
Well, I want to say one thing else.
What's that?
When I first met Chris 20, how many years ago? 5, 6
I thought 30.
years ago. He was a very shy man. Very, very shy. It was an effort for him to talk in public, and he was very shy. And It's a Wonderful Life over the years and all the things we've been doing really helped you to get over all that. Now you're very gregarious.
And you wouldn't know it today. Good timing. Anyway, thanks for bringing that up here.
Well,
I think that that ends the show.
Well, I want to hear if anybody else has anything else they want to say.
Just want to say love you all.
All right.
Love you. Love everybody.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
And remember,
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Today's episode is dedicated to a wonderful friend of the festival and especially today's guests, Chuck Lundin. He was a George Bailey of his time, and his absence reminds us that, as It's a Wonderful Life puts it, every man's life touches so many others. When he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole. Chuck, we know you're up there lassoing the moon. Merry Christmas.
It's been really, really fun.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting the most wonderful people.
Oh, you are?
Oh my gosh. I am. I mean,
Yes.
they're just fabulous.
Yes, they are.
I mean, things they've done, things that they continue to do, make good works. And I've even talked to a couple of rabbis and I just loved them. It's been a real eye-opener for me about how It's a Wonderful Life touches people all over the world. So It's been a real joy for me.
Yeah.
And Kevin made that possible.
Do you know someone who is earning their wings? Someone practicing kindness and service to others? Perhaps an organization or initiative helping make the world we live in a kinder, sweeter place.
Or maybe you've witnessed the miraculous, the divine, the magnificent in some way in your life and you'd like to share it with others. Go to zuzunetwork.com/tellmystory and let us know more.
You may end up being featured on an upcoming episode of Zuzu All Grown Up. That's zuzunetwork.com/tellmystory. Now here's Seth Kennedy with today's parting thoughts.
Through the years of participating in this festival by playing Mr. Potter, directing Merry Christmas George Bailey, and reading The Greatest Gift, my own life has been transformed and my family has grown immensely. If you've been thinking of coming to the Seneca Falls It's a Wonderful Life Festival, but you haven't yet, we encourage you to come this year, next year, and in 2026, the 80th anniversary event. Come, meet the cast, the townspeople, and all the people who make this festival such an important event each year. I'll be there too. Just look for Mr. Potter, and together with other Seneca Falls players, we'll bring to life many of your favorite movie characters. We welcome you to come and be a part of our growing family and remind you, it's a wonderful life. We'll be right back.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Zuzu All Grown Up.
We hope you've been inspired to live your most wonderful life now and to help those around you do the same.
Remember, no matter what you're going through, no matter who you are, there are people who care about you and your life makes a difference.
It is a wonderful life.
Check out zuzunetwork.com for more on today's and other episodes, including transcripts and merchandise you won't want to be without.
New episodes are coming soon.
Keep listening to Zuzu All Grown Up throughout the holiday season for more uplifting content that will help connect you with the true meaning of the season.
That's all December long on Zuzu All Grown Up.
For transcripts of today's broadcast, go to zuzunetwork.com/transcripts. Zuzu All Grown Up with your hosts Karolyn Grimes and Dr. Chris Brunell.
Announcer and guide Seth Kennedy.
Executive producer Kevin R. Stillmock.
Coordinating producer Holly Anne Waye.
Technical producer Stella Joelle.
Managing producer Karina Filatova. A Wonderful Land production.
In collaboration with Radio Wonderful.